Hello students, I, Divya Thakur, working as an assistant professor in Modern Group of Colleges, village Pandori Pagat, Mukeria. Students, I am going to introduce with the subject Object Oriented Programming and its subject code is BTCS 30218. Our first topic is what is OOP? OOP stands for Object Oriented Programming. Now, what is Object Oriented Programming? It is a way of writing computer programs which is using the idea of objects to represent data and methods. Next point, procedural programming is about writing procedures or functions that perform operations on the data, while object-oriented programming is about creating objects that contain both data and functions. It means in OOP, we should have to create objects which contain both data and functions. Next point, object-oriented programming has several advantages over procedural programming. First advantage, OOP is faster and easier to execute. Next advantage, OOP provides a clear structure for the programs. Next advantage, OOP helps to keep the C++ code dry. Dry means don't repeat yourself. And makes the code easier to maintain, modify and debug. Debug means identify and remove error. Next advantage, OOP makes it possible to create full reusable applications with less code and shorter development time. Our next topic is object-oriented programming. C++ fully supports object-oriented programming, including the 4 pillars of object-oriented development. First pillar is encapsulation. Encapsulation is defined as binding together the data and the functions that manipulates them. It means in encapsulation, it hides the data for purpose of protection. In it, writing data and functions into a single unit. Writing data means properties and functions means methods. They both create a single unit which is represented as a class. So what is the difference between class and encapsulation? Class is model of objects. Encapsulation is writing data and code into a single unit. But according to implementation wise, encapsulation and class both are same. Next pillar is data hiding. Data hiding is a software development technique specifically used in object-oriented programming to hide internal object details. In data hiding, it hides implementation details while just presenting the features to the outside world. Advantage, reduce code complexity. Next advantage, hiding details and exposing the essential parts. Students, here we are going to take the example of a database system. In a database system, it hides the details of how data is stored and created and maintained. In this, user doesn't know how data is created. It shows only that information which is essential. Next pillar is what is inheritance? The capability of a class to derive properties and characteristics from another class is called inheritance. In inheritance, it is a mechanism of deriving a new class from an existing class. In inheritance, is relation is used. There are 5 types of inheritance. First is single level inheritance, second is multi-level, third is multiple level, fourth is hierarchical level inheritance, and fifth is hybrid level inheritance. Now, what is single level inheritance? In it, derived class acquires the property of a base class. We are going to take the example of a flower. Flower is a base class and under flower there is a rose, and rose is a derived class in this. And between flower and rose is relation is used. Next is multi-level inheritance. In this we are going to take the example of a world. World represent as a base class. Under world there is a India, and under India there is a Rajasthan, and under Rajasthan there is a Jaipur. These all are the derived class. Next is multiple level inheritance. Here we are going to take the example of a bird. Under bird there is a parrot and sparrow. So in this way we express multiple level inheritance. Next is hierarchy level inheritance. In this we take previous example of a world. Under world there is a India and USA, and under India there is a Delhi and Punjab, and under USA there is a New York and California. In this we have the parent class, which is a world, and the child class, that is India and USA. Next is, what is hybrid level inheritance? It is a combination of hierarchical plus multiple and multiple plus multi-level. Hierarchical plus multi-level example is that, students, suppose we have 4 classes, class A, class B, class C and class D. Class B and class C derived from class A and class D derived from class B and class C. It means class B, class C and class A acquiring the properties of class D. Next is, what is polymorphism? The word polymorphism means having many forms. In simple words, we can define polymorphism as the ability of a message to be displayed in more than one form. Firstly, we should know what is poly. Poly means many and morphism means forms. They both combine to make a many forms. There are 2 types of polymorphism. First is compile time polymorphism. Second is runtime polymorphism. Here we are going to take the previous example of a world. Under world there is a India and USA, and under India there is a Delhi and Punjab, and under USA there is a New York and California. So it can be represented in many forms. So this is called polymorphism. Next is overview of C++. C++ is statically typed, compiled, general purpose, case sensitive, free from programming language. Free from is formal structure that supports procedural, object oriented and generic programming. What is generic programming? It is a style of computer programming in which algorithms are written in terms of types. Next point, C++ is regarded as a middle level language as it comprises a combination of both high level and low level language features. What is middle level language? It is an output of any programming language which is known as a source code. And under high level language, we are going to take the example of a C because they are closer to human languages. Now, what is low level language? It is a type of a programming language that contains basic instructions. Next point, C++ was developed by Bjarne Stroustrup starting in 1979 at Bell Labs in Murray Hill, New Jersey as an enhancement to the C language, and originally named C with classes, but later it was named C++ in 1983. Next point, C++ is a superset of C, and that virtually any legal C program is a legal C++ program. It means when he designed C++, he added OOP features to C without significantly changing the C component. There is a sample of a C++ program. Next topic is, what is data type? A data type determines the type and the operations that can be performed on the data. Next point, C++ provides various data types and each data type is represented differently within the computer's memory. Next point, the various data types provided by C++ are built-in data types, derived data types and user-defined data types. Now, what is a data type? It is a type of a data which is used in the program, or in other words, that is used to declare a variable. Or data types specify how we entered data in our programs and what type of data we entered. Example, int a, b. Int is a data type and a and b are variables in it. Next is different data types. All variables use data type during declaration to restrict the type of data to be stored. Therefore, we can say that data types are used to tell the variables the type of data it can store. Data types are user defined, built-in and derived. Under user defined there is a structure, union and enum, and under built-in there is a int, character, float, boolean, void, and under derived there is a array, function and pointer. Next is built-in or primary data types. These data types are built-in or predefined data types and can be used directly by the user to declare variables. Example, int, character, float, bool, etc. Primitive data types available in C++ are integer, character, floating point, double floating point, valueless or void. Now what is an integer? It acquires memory spaces 2 bytes. It can be short, long, signed, unsigned, and its range is -32768 to 32767. Now what is character? It acquires memory spaces 1 byte. It can be short, long, signed and unsigned, and its range is -128 to 127. Now what is floating point? It acquires memory spaces 4 byte and its range is 3.4e -38 to 3.4e plus 38. Now double floating point, it acquires memory spaces 8 byte and its range is 1.7e -308 to 1.7e plus 308. Now what is void? It is used to specify the return type of the function and it indicates an empty argument list to a function. Now what is a boolean? Its keyword is bool and can only take the values true or false. Next is derived data types. The data types that are derived from the primitive or built-in data types are referred to as derived data types. These can be of 3 types, namely function, array and pointer. And what is an array? Collection of homogeneous elements. Example, character string 3 is equals to comma start x y z. Next line, character string 4 comma start x y z. And here 3 4 are the strings. It means हमें इसमें बताया गया है कि हमें कितने वर्ड्स लिखने हैं, कितने स्ट्रिंग्स हैं हमारे पास. Next is what is function. In this there is a function name, then next line is statement, then next line is what we should have to do. Next point is what is pointers. Here we are going to take the example int asterisk sign ip. In this line there is a pointer. In next line ip is equals to and x. In this address of x is assigned to pointer. And the next line asterisk ip is equals to 10. In this 10 value is assigned to x indirectly. Next is abstract or user defined data types. These data types are defined by user itself, like defining a class in C++ or a structure. C++ provides the following user defined data types. First is structure, second is union, and last is enumeration. Now what is a structure? It is a collection of different data types, variables grouped together under a single name. In this, first we have to declare and then initialize. Syntax is struct tag name. Struct is a keyword and tag name is a name of the structure. Example is, suppose we have data type member 1, data type member 2 and data type member n. In this, it specifies data items that make up structure, and data types are int, character, float. Next is, what is union? A union is a memory location that is shared by several variables of different data types, and its syntax is union, then union tag name, then bracket start, data type member 1, data type member 2, data type member n, and data types are int, character, float. Next is, what is enumeration? It helps to attach names to members. Enum keyword is used. In C, enum enumerates a list of words by assigning values, that is 0, 1, 2 with them. In C++, the tag names become new data types. Example, enum shape. Shape is circle, secure, triangle. And under next line, enum color. Color is red, blue, green. In this, shape and color are new data types. By using new data type name, we can declare new variable. Example, shape, ellipse, color, background. In C program, enum is of type int. In C++, each of different type. C++ does not permit any int value to be automatically converted to an enum. Thank you.